Over 9,000 people in attendance today. What did you guys think of the crowd first and foremost, and how great is it to get a win in front of that crowd?
Yeah, that was going to be the first thing I was going to say. Just thank you to the students, the fans, the Athens town folk. Like, that meant a lot to us, just especially after we went in the game, just seeing the whole crowd rise and stuff. That stuff, obviously, both of us being our senior year, that stuff you just can't take for granted nowadays.
Keegan at the Post. Shereef, for you, obviously this is your first game in this rivalry. Just how was that for you?
It was amazing. You know, Coach talked about it previously during practice. I really didn't, you know, understand how big of it rivalry this is until I actually, you know, got in the game and got the feel of it, and it was crazy and it was amazing. And you know, it was a great game. It was a great game.
Bryce Tinson, WAB. You guys shot 15 and 29 from three. 4 different people had made 3 or more three-pointers. What does that kind of do for the offense when you're able to get multiple guys getting good looks and knocking them down?
It's always important just to spread any defense out. Sarah just told us they were the top defensive team in the MAC, so obviously that just made their coverages have to change. Obviously, Clay got us back into the game early, and then we were able to hit some big threes late for sure.
Jaylin, can you just take us through the stretch? I don't know if it was 2 or 3 straight threes made, but it seemed like Miami kind of was coming back a little bit, and then you had multiple made threes in a row to really put the team over the top.
Yeah, just reading coverages, honestly. Just obviously Clay being such a special type of 5-man. A lot of teams like to switch it up throughout the game, and just knowing that I had their big on me, sagging off, and then just having teammates having confidence in me when I wasn't making shots earlier in the game, just to tell me to keep shooting meant a lot.
Jaylin, you seemed a little bit more animated there in that kind of stretch than we've seen you this season. What was it that what do those big threes mean to you?
Shoot, it's Miami. I mean, it's easy to get hyped up for one of these type of games, just the crowd, obviously. And like I said, my teammates, just being my last year, I want to try to go out the right way and obviously just take steps towards that every game.
It seemed like you guys were playing with a little bit of a higher tempo today. Was there any reason behind that? You guys were getting out in fast breaks or in transition. There was a couple times that you caught Miami off guard. Was there a game plan that you guys saw, or was that just kind of the flow of the game?
I feel like our offense is just, you know, we want to play quick, we want to get out in transition. So we always emphasize that every game. But you know, when they got you know, big fella, they run 2 5s, you know, and so when you got 2 5s in the game, it can be tough to run. And so we knew that we needed to apply pressure to the rim, and we knew we wanted to play inside out. So, you know, getting in transition and then, you know, trying to get them to collapse and kick out. We did that. I think we did that at a very high level today.
Thank you, guys.
First thing, my 5 years here, that's the best crowd we've had, and just what an unbelievable atmosphere. And you know, got into the game at the right times, multiple times, helped us, you know, to the win. You know, our guys really fed off of that. But shout out to everybody involved. You know, just a big-time atmosphere today. You know, we had a lot of recruits in, which obviously to show kind of the support that we have, that's really big. And I'm going to petition to maybe have Sibs weekend next week, or when's the next home game? Sibs weekend again. Come on back.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. Coach, could you kind of just talk to me a little bit about your seniors playing in this kind of game? Their last game, of course, at home against Miami. Kind of just what does it mean to you to see them play as well?
Yeah, so, you know, Miles Brown knows better than anybody. He's been involved, you know, a lot longer. You know, he's 7-1 in this rivalry game. You know, Jaylin Hunter's now 2-1. Shereef's now 1-0. And you know, we passed out a couple days ago a sheet of the history of what this rivalry is, number of wins, win streaks, when's the last win of each team, what the record was, each individual, and you know, these guys get it. And I think if you look at Miles, he's a prime example. You know, last year they beat us pretty good at their place, you know, last game of the year. And you know, for our guys to come out and defend the way they did, shoot the way they did, you know, obviously the crowd was phenomenal. You know, give a shout out to those seniors, because our leadership, like we talked about, has been really, really good these last 3 weeks.
How important is it? Oh, sorry, Bobby, working with the Post. How important is it to not just, you know, play well, but to beat a really good Miami team with the crowd you have? Do you think, you know, that kind of can help build some momentum for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, they were probably as hot as anybody coming in. You know, we had a great week last week. They had a better week than we did. You know, they beat Akron at home. You know, they also beat Kent State on the road. So they came in with a lot of momentum. And, you know, the team that he's put together is really good. They got, you know, good mix of transfers, freshmen. the kid Bradley Dean, had been hurt for a while, came back. He's a really good player, Division II transfer. And, I thought our guys, the course of the game, stayed the course, stayed focused. We bent, but we didn't break multiple times, especially late in the game. I think they cut it to 3. We had great looks. I think we were up 10 at the time. They cut it to 3, but, we found a way towards the end.
Bryce Stinson, WUB, you guys shot 15 of 29 from downtown, including some really big ones towards the end. What is it, and it's 4 guys that made 3 or more from three-point range, what does it kind of mean to your offense to be able to have that many guys that can space the floor and, get good looks?
Yeah, coming into the game, if you look at their three-point field goal percentage defense, it's number 1 in the league. And the way they guard, they run a pack line where they really help in the gaps. They overhelp on drives where they're swiping, they're reaching. And, with a skilled pick-and-pop 5 like A.J. Clayton, he adds another dimension to it. So we knew we were going to get the shots, but it might not have been on the first, drive, might be on the second drive. And, in the first half, the second war, we got a little stagnant. We didn't move people, didn't move the ball like we needed to. We tried to do too much one-on-one. You're not going to do that against that defense. So, obviously, making 15 threes, it's going to be hard to win. But, let's go back 3 weeks when we're shooting low 30s from 3. We're losing 8 games by 34 points. That's the difference of winning and losing. And we had 59% of those shots were open. Give our guys credit. They stay positive. The confidence is the biggest thing. They got extra reps before practice, after practice. Give our staff a lot of credit for that as well. And our managers, who rebound. And, when it starts going, it becomes contagious. And, we hit some big-time shots down the stretch.
This weekend, obviously playing a factor into the huge crowd. Do you also think maybe this rivalry, can you just kind of take me through what this rivalry really means to the community and I guess Ohio in general?
Yeah, so I've been involved in a lot of them. Akron, Kent, Marshall, West Virginia, Ohio State, Michigan. Like, this is the best rivalry. I've played in it. I've coached in it as an assistant coach, as a head coach. And, to have this type of turnout for this game, it just amps up everything. And, I get more texts for this game, going into the game from former players, not the guys I played with, than normal. And, it means a lot to everybody. And, Julie's done a great job of, kind of bringing that back with the brick, signing the brick after a win. It matters. And, it matters to our guys. Obviously, it matters to our fans and the community, and it showed.
You guys scored 78 points today against one of the best teams in the MAC. Just what was working so well offensively, and how did you?
Yeah, like I said before, coming in, we knew what kind of shots we were going to get. Obviously, you got to make them. They're very good defensively. Like I said, I think they're, teams were shooting in the 20s percentage-wise from 3 coming in MAC play, and we knew we had to make them because of the way they guarded. And A.J. Clayton hit some big ones early, to stretch it out, and then they switched their defensive plan a little bit. What they normally don't do. And, transition, we got some threes. The one Shereef hit, late in the game where he was open was a big one. Jaylin Hunter hit a couple late in the shot clock, 2 big threes. And, give our guys credit for knocking those in.
So you talked about senior leadership a little bit earlier. What can you say just about how Shereef and Jaylin were able to kind of take over the game late and really put
Yeah, I think, they do it in different ways, and, they do it offensively and defensively. And you got 3 veteran guys in Miles, Shereef, and Jaylin who've played a lot of basketball. And, as important as it was offensively, right, it's even more important defensively to get that stop. And, coming in, Darwishi Hunter was playing lights out. And I thought we did a really good job, on their guards for the most part of trying to disrupt. You got the big fella inside who's just a load. He's skilled, can pass, can shoot, can dribble. So you got to kind of pick your poison what you're going to do. And our guards did a great job of helping, down there when they needed to, and also guarding on the perimeter.
It seemed like every time Miami made a scoring run, especially in the second half, you guys were able to answer with a three-pointer or a couple of three-pointers. What does it say about the resiliency of the team that every time they were faced with some sort of obstacle, they rose to the occasion?
Yeah, we always talk about bend but don't break, right? When adversity hits, you got to stay together, you got to stay positive, you got to figure out what you're doing wrong and fix it kind of on the fly. It's not like football where you got whatever 40 seconds in between plays, we can kind of regroup, reset. You're continually going. And, that's where that veteran leadership comes in. That's where practice comes in. That's where game planning comes in. And, our guys were prepared. I want to give a shout out to our walk-ons, we call them the Red Rockets, their scout team. Those guys were phenomenal the last 2 days. They ran Miami's offense, with the pace, with the movement that they were going to see. I was a little concerned because, yesterday's practice wasn't great, and we went offense, defense, offense, and it was 14-14. And I'm like, fellas, come on, we got, gotta get it together. But those guys were as big as this win, even though they didn't play a minute.
So you've now won 5 of your last 6. You got to go on the road now, where you guys have struggled this season. How do you use the momentum that you've gained the last 6 games to kind of turn that tide on the road?
We're on a 1-game road winning streak, so we're undefeated in the last game. That's the biggest thing, right? It's a different mindset. It's a different energy. You don't have 9,000 plus people, rooting for you. And I've loved the process our guys have gone through from game to game the last 3 weeks. The preparation, the physical preparation, taking care of their bodies, the mental preparation. We got a quick turnaround Sunday, Monday, travel, play Tuesday night. And, just the process. We talk about what are we going to do, the discipline physically and mentally to prepare for the next game. And that goes to senior leadership. That goes to maturity. And if you look at the last 3 weeks, we've been consistent, defensively, offensively, and it doesn't start, when the jump ball, the popcorn's in the air. It starts, the 2 days before. So our guys have done a great job with that process, just taking the game plan to film to practice, practice to the next day, to the game. And like I said, our staff's done a really good job, prep, and our players are the ones who carry it out. You guys have any sibs here?
No, my brother didn't make it.
No?
I don't. My brother goes here, but he was back home.
Hey, tell him he missed a great one.